Hey guys, welcome to another video on Budget with a July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving and investing. If these topics are of interest to you, then please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get in today's video. So today's video, I thought I'd go over my 2024 dividends that I have received from my investment portfolios that I currently have. So I have been investing in funds, individual stocks, all of that good jazz since, seriously, I want to say since 2020. But prior to that, I was investing in just companies that I worked for. So that's all the investing that I ever did. And then in 2020, I decided to take my finances a lot more seriously. I decided to take my financial journey by the horns and just lead this myself. I didn't like that I didn't have much control with the investments that I was doing at that time. But granted, I didn't have a lot of financial knowledge at that time that I currently have now. I'm still learning, obviously, but I very much I was of two minds, right? I didn't like that it was all being managed by somebody else, and this came in the latter years, so more 2018, 2019. But prior to that, I was of the mind that I needed to be extremely wealthy to be able to invest in the stock market. So I often shied away from it. But when my employers had offered, to invest in the company that I worked for, and as part of my compensation package I would get like options within the company, shares within the company, all of that good jazz, I was like, okay, I can do that. And that's how I kind of like focused on for about 7 years, I wanted to say. And then 2020 came and life kind of just flipped on its head, as a lot of us know, and I just decided, you know what, there's no better time than now for me to actually start taking care of my own finances, especially as 2020 was showing us, not having your financial life in order is to your own detriment. So I thought, you know what, let me just start slowly, surely, and then see how I get on. I started reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think, yeah, I have it right here, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read the little book of Common Sense Investing, which I have here as well. I read Tommy Robinson's Money Mastering the Game, and all of these books here you see are money books. These are lifestyle personal development books, and I've got many more books around my home that I read from 2020 and I've read since then that have really helped me with my financial journey. I must also first preface this video by saying I'm not a financial advisor, so please take everything that I'm saying with a pinch of salt, as we say in the UK. But more specifically, just take it as some girl on the internet just talking about what she's doing, not that you should be doing the same thing. Okay, my disclaimer out of the way. So as I was saying, it's 2020 that I really started to not only learn about but also understand investing, and then started making decisions. For those of you who watch my video, you also know that it's in 2020, December of 2020, that I actually wrote down my 5-year plan, and 2025 right now, I'm in year 5 of my 5-year plan, which is absolutely crazy to me, but I can't believe that I'm in year 5, and I'll keep talking about this until year 5 is over, I feel like, because I've just come such a long way, and I'm honestly patting myself on the back because it's not been an easy journey, especially year 4. Year 4 was tough, you guys, like absolutely tough, but we're putting it out to the universe. The lessons you wanted to teach me, I have learned, and now I'm going to apply them in my final year of my 5-year plan. I'm very excited about that. But getting back to the video, I have my trusted iPad here because I wrote down my dividends since 2020, and this was quite funny because I was going through one of my old notebooks. You guys know I write everything down. I have 2025's notebooks here, as well as my mobile, my 2 notebooks that I'm using in 2025. I was going through my 2020, I want to say 2023 yes, 2023 notebook, when I actually stumbled upon my dividends tracking. So I had written down what my dividends were that I earned in 2020, in 2021, in 2022, and then the 2023 itself, and what I was projecting for 2024. So I was like, oh my gosh, I actually completely forgot about this. So I went into my tracker. So I wrote down what I already had in that book into the notes of my notepad. And then I also went into my investments for 2024 and just looked at what those have brought me since. I have a tracker that I use to track all the investments, all the dividends, I should say, from all of my investments. I track the investments themselves, but also the dividends that I get from those funds that give me dividends, stocks that give me dividends, and all of that good jazz. Again, not advice. I'm not advising you to invest in stocks that give you dividends or funds that give you dividends. Please do your own research and, you know, make your own decisions or speak to a financial advisor. Anyway, so I'm looking through this and I'm like, wow, okay, so my goal for this was this, and I actually surpassed it. Let me see what 2024 what I had for 2024. And I was actually surprised to see that I had said that for 2024 I wanted to reach 400 pounds across the year in terms of dividends, because my stock portfolio is not that high. And also, especially for like the individual funds, if you've checked out my my free trade, you know that I have a small portfolio. Let me actually, even as I'm filming this video right now, just do a quick screen record and go into my free trade, just so that I can show you guys what I'm talking about. It really is just a small portfolio. Currently, at the time of filming this video, there is 1,239 and 88 pence. That's how much is in that portfolio. And if I go into the activities tab and just filter out for dividends, you see that I don't make like really high dividends. I think the largest one I have is like Legal and General, which was back in September when I earned like £5.70. I think that's one of my largest for this portfolio. I must say, for this portfolio, this is been my largest in 20. Oh no, I lie, it's still Legal and General, but it was back in June where I earned £10.53 as a dividend. And then I held 72 shares at that point. But yeah, so that was the largest I had. Yes, so if we just, yeah, so that is the largest I'd had for this portfolio. But obviously, like I said, I have other portfolios. I have portfolios with Vanguard, I have portfolios with the employer that I work for, and I have portfolios with places like Plum, and then, you know, all of that good jazz. But anyway, so I was just like, okay, so let's see, this is the goal that I set for myself. Let's see where I ended up getting up to. And I waited until the Vanguard dividends had displayed in my account before I could put the numbers in and then be able to do these numbers and then share this video with you guys. So I'm going to put a table now on the screen and I will show you guys the dividend history, if we can call it that. So since 2020 I had a portfolio of just under £25,000, and from that portfolio I earned a dividend across the year of £107.49. That's how much I earned from the portfolio that I had. And I remember in 2020, I call 2020 my experimental year, because I was buying stock, shares, funds left, right and center and selling them left, right and center. I really had like no strategy until I read, I want to say until I read Millionaire Teacher. Yeah, until I read Millionaire Teacher, that's when I was like, okay, because he really does talk about investing. That is how we became rich. I was like, okay, so I need to have a strategy. And he gave an idea for like people in the US and in Australia, I believe. And I think there was something general for Europe, but for Europe, we're a lot of countries in Europe, and it's very different for each country. There are similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. And sometimes what I struggle with a lot of the books that I read, they're very much US centric, so sometimes it's kind of tough to try and replicate that in the UK. But especially then, that was what I was dealing with, because I wasn't finding a lot of UK finance books that I could relate to. The majority of the voices, whether on YouTube or the books on Amazon, were very much US centric. But I read them because they had good information that I then applied in my life. But that was 2020. I was just like left, right, and center, selling, buying this, selling this, not even caring about, you know, if the stock paid any dividends. When the dividends actually were paid out, I was just like left, right, and center selling. Then when at the end of 2020, I kind of came up and decided, okay, this is what I wanted to do in the new year, meaning 2021. So I did a bit of maneuvering around, and in 2021 I had a portfolio of over 43,000 pounds, and I earned dividends of 92 pounds and 6 pence. I obviously, you can see the drop here, but when I was looking back recently and reflecting, I realized that I had sold a lot of the stocks and portfolios that paid dividends back in 2020, and what I had in 2021 did not actually have, either they were not dividend giving companies. If is giving the right word, I think I can't really think right now, but paying dividend paying shares, stocks, or what have you. And that's why there was this difference. But then I had, like I said, already found the strategy that I wanted to focus on and continue using for as long as possible, so I kept at it. 2022, I had a portfolio of just under 60k, and with that I was able to make a whopping 280 pounds and 64 pence from my portfolios. So my entire portfolio was just under 60k. 2023, I had a portfolio value of just over 92,000 pounds, and I made 373 and 24 pence for my portfolio. So when I was doing these numbers in December of 2023 and January of 2024, I was like, okay, for 2024 I wanted to reach 400 pounds, because if I reach 378, surely I could reach 400 pounds. That's what I say to myself. 2024 came. I have spoken about it in a couple of videos that you may have seen before this one. I now have a portfolio of just over 120,000 pounds, and in 2024 my dividend payout came to 517 pounds and 38 pence, and I have actually been pretty gobsmacked. I think if you've seen one of my dividend videos in the past, I've always say like, oh, you know, in this month I earned this much. I wonder what I could buy with this. I don't have the tracker with me because it's on my laptop, but let me see if I can pull it up on my iPad and then share this with you guys, because I absolutely love having this tracker, and it's able to show me like, okay, so this is how much I earned from these dividends. I try to look at it on a monthly basis and see for that month what bill I can pay with it. Okay, so I tried to open it. Why is it not opening? It may be loading. Yeah, it might be loading, so let us give it a moment. Otherwise I'll just, if I can't open it right now as I'm talking, I'll try and just what would I try and do? I'll just try and put a screenshot in this video. Sorry, my brain is blanking. I don't even know why. Okay, so I've just opened it, dividends, and all right, so let me let me do a screenshot. I'll do a screenshot of it and then I'll insert it in the video. Okay, so looking at this dividend tracker, it's a very simple tracker that I use. I created myself. There is nothing special about this. It just helps me to track dividends. But so January, my dividend income was at £1.77, and I always joke that for £1.77 in this current climate, I probably could just buy bubblegum, right? February was £4.06. With this one, I probably could buy me breakfast, I think. Yeah. And then March I could pay a couple of bills with my March, because March was over £200, so I could pay a couple of bills with that. April, I could pay 2 bills. Yeah, 2 bills. May, I could buy myself breakfast again. June, £17. I could pay for my Netflix. I could pay for my Spotify, because my Spotify is $16.99 for the dual plan that I have. So there's a couple of bills I could pay. I mean, one bill at a time, but there is some bills in my budget that I could pay with that. July, I could definitely pay a couple of bills. I have this dividend of over £73. August, I could buy a snack for sure. September, £12. I could definitely, again, I could Netflix this, because my Netflix is $10.99, so I could Netflix. October, I could pay a couple of bills with this £95. November is £5. I could definitely have breakfast with this one. December, £32. I could pay a bill and some snack and have some snacks. Yeah, so there you have it. I'm actually quite impressed by this this tracker, like what I created, and then seeing what I ended up with. I'm very, very happy to see like what I have been able to earn. I can't wait for the time in the future where one dividend would pay me £500 plus. I can't wait for that. So I'm going to continue investing because I'm a long-term investor. Yes, 2024 threw me on a loop and I sold quite a lot of my holdings, but I have no intention of doing that this year. We're going to have to find different ways to bring in income to encounter any issues or what have you that we might have. But 2025 is geared already to be a great year, and we're just going to work hard to ensure that it continues being a great year. But you guys, on my 120k portfolio, I have made over £500 in dividends, and this is actually the now allowance that we have where you don't pay taxes. So I probably will pay taxes on the 1738 if I was to use up these dividends, but I do not. So with Vanguard and with free trade, all of the dividends that I earn get paid into my account, and then I reinvest them. I never withdraw them in either portfolios. I just reinvest them. And then with Equate, with that one, they're auto reinvested. I never even until I get the statement, I don't even know much. Like, I get the statement March, April time, I get the statement. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how much dividend I got. I'm not really too fussed about the dividend incomes that I get. I just don't plan on living on it now, but as it's growing, obviously then it's helping me on my financial journey and the decisions that I am continuing to make moving forward. But this is my 2024 dividend tracking on my 120k portfolio. I'm very, very happy about this, you guys. Like, I'm very excited. So I think I am going to put it out there that I would like for 2025 to have dividends of about £600. I know I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. It's quite a jump, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. Let me just, there's something I want to see. So between 2023 and 2022, so 2023 was 373, 24 minus 280 for 2022, 64. So that was about a £92 jump in dividend. So now let's look at 2024 and 2023. 51738 minus 37324. That's 144 and 14 pence difference. That's a huge one there. Huge one. That's a huge jump, you guys. Okay, so this is what we're working with. So if I was to just say about the same and add into 517, okay, yeah, then I could definitely, if it jumps about £100, I'll definitely be able to do £600 in dividend. But this, obviously, granted I don't sell anything and my portfolio continues to grow. So that is the plan. But anyway, this is the video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.